As you know, today is the day that President-elect Trump becomes President Donald J. Trump. While controversy still surrounds Trump, we here on Stinker Madness have shown no support for his presidency and continually make the now president the butt of all jokes. Despite this, President Trump has generously volunteered to be interviewed here on the show. Mr. President, I'd like to thank you for stopping by today.
This is a movie show. We're going to have an unbelievable, perhaps record-setting turnout for this. I'm a great actor.
You're referring to your role in Home Alone 2, Lost in New York, correct?
And Nightman. I was very good in Nightman. Better than that wannabe Arnold Schwarzenegger. The Apprentice is not good now. I was better. Don't watch that show now.
Aren't you the executive producer of that show?
I'm the best executive producer ever. Hashtag thanks, Donald. Very popular.
Right. So I'm not going to pretend to be Barbara Walters or something. For this interview, I think I'll just send some softballs your way. Let's just try to have fun, you know?
I'm very good at fun. I work very hard at it. I've been super successful at fun.
I don't think you understand how fun works.
My IQ is one of the highest. And you know it. Please don't feel so stupid or insecure. It's not your fault.
Okay, let's just do this. So how's things going?
Everything is great. Jobs are up. I'm the most popular president ever.
I don't think that's true.
That's because you're members of the biased and corrupt media. Very unfair.
Mr. Trump, we're not actually members of the media. We're three chimps in a basement.
I think what the president is trying to say is that we need to take a closer look at the polls. The media has slanted these false polls to show an unpopularity for the president, when in fact, all Americans think he's the best and have sexual fantasies about him, except the children, because that would be wrong and icky.
Oh, Kellyanne Conway. I didn't realize you would be joining us too.
Well, it's part of my job to follow the president and assist him with whatever is needed. I go with him everywhere.
Like, everywhere? Everywhere?
That's correct. America deserves the best President Trump they can get, and I'm here to ensure that that happens.
So do you, go to the bathroom with him?
President Trump has very large and definitely not small and spongy hands. So while he doesn't need any potty time help because he's so normally proportioned physically, I still like to make sure he gets all the right steps in there accomplished.
Trump is the best at pooping. You know it, I know it, everybody knows it.
Okay, let's get back on track here. What's it like being in the Oval Office?
It's very boring. There's a desk and some chairs, too stuffy. I'm going to change it. I've appointed a special decorator who's brought in some stacks of loose paper to spread around. They're going to hang plaques and awards I've won on the walls. We're going to bring in some bobbleheads and multiple phones. Phones are very important to success. More phones you have on your desk, the more people think you're important. I've always said that.
Yeah. So are you going to sleep in the Lincoln bedroom? I've heard it's haunted.
My hot wife, Melania, says she fears spooky ghosts.
I never said that.
It's true, she's a liar. I'm not afraid of ghosts. I had very good relationship with ghosts, except fat ghosts, and the black ones, and the Mexicans.
You've been haunted by Mexican ghosts?
No, just Mexicans. Very bad people, mostly. Some are good, I assume.
Oh my fucking God. Melania. Michelle Obama was very well loved as a first lady and will probably go down in the history books with the likes of Jackie Kennedy and Eleanor Roosevelt. How do you plan on filling such big shoes?
Let me speak for gorgeous Melania.
I can speak for myself, please.
Not as good as Trump. Very good at speaking good. My hot wife, Melania, would never wear big shoes. Her feet are like delicate flowers. Very hot flowers. Hot women wear high heels. Only poor people and blacks wear big shoes because they can't be hot. It's a fact.
Mr. Trump, if we could try to steer away from any racial comments, that would be good.
I'm just stating science. If you don't like science, well, then I guess you should join the rest of ISIS.
What?
This show is on the cyber, right? I'm very good with cyber. Millions of robots follow me on Twitter. R2-D2 is a huge fan.
I can't even begin to try and explain how what you just said makes you look bad. But I'm glad you brought up Twitter. We're going to try to go back to fun here. We've brought in some celebrities to read back some of your most popular tweets. First up is Danny Trejo. Happy Cinco de Mayo. The best taco bowls are made in Trump Tower Grill. I love Hispanics.
It's true, burritos are yummy, But illegal burritos are hurting Americans. It's a fact.
Okay. How about this one told by Nicolas Cage?
Is President Obama finally going to mention the words radical Islamic terrorism? If he doesn't, he should immediately resign in disgrace. He should resign. He can't even say Islamic State. By not saying the words, he's just ignoring them. Islamic State is real, and it's real bad.
Islamic State isn't real, though. They aren't a state at all. By saying this, you are legitimizing them to the world.
I can't help it. They make me mad. Very bad hombres.
Fuck me. Let's try another. This is a series of tweets from back in 2012, as read by our own Dr. Jackie.
Woman doctor. Ha! It's a good one.
Here we go. Number 1, Robert Pattinson should not take back Kristen Stewart. She cheated on him like a dog and will do it again. Just watch. He can do much better, exclamation point. Number 2, Robert, I'm getting a lot of heat for saying you should dump Kristen, but I'm right. If you saw the Miss Universe girls, you would reconsider. Number 3, so many tweets and stories on Stewart Pattinson. Look, it doesn't matter. The relationship will never be the same. It is permanently broken. I kid you not. These are our real tweets.
Very important topic. This is the center of American minds, I promise. True. Fact.
Let me continue. Everyone knows I'm right that Robert Pattinson should dump Kristen Stewart. In a couple of years, he will thank me. Be smart, Robert. Everyone is asking me to speak more on Robert and Kristen. I don't have time except to say, Robert, drop her. She cheated on you and will again.
Thank you, Jackie. I know it was hard to get through that without stabbing a knife in your throat in an act of self-mercy. Let's try one from Apprentice host Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Oh, you got fuckface Von Clownstick in here? I'm better and more good-looking. Fact. True.
Amazing how haters and losers keep tweeting the name Fuckface Von Clownstick like they are so original and like no one else is doing it.
Haters and losers are jealous and dumb. Everything they do is because they want to be me. I'm amazing at being hated.
Well, finally a statement of truth. And on that note, I think it's time to end this shit show. I would like to thank the president for being on the show, but I won't because I would be insincere. Enjoy the rest of the podcast.
Stinker Madness. Stinker Madness. Stinker Madness. We got the Stinker Madness.
Hello and welcome to Stinker Madness, the podcast about bad movies for bad movie lovers. I'm your host, Justin. This is Sam and Jackie, too. I guess I'm now speaking for you guys. This is
Do
Sam.
not speak for me.
You are the Trump of the podcast.
Do not speak for me.
Big show.
Big show. Big show.
Big show today.
It's a fucking Conan O'Brien. They're all big, right?
Got some loser feedback. Whoops. User feedback.
Oh, God. Wrong foot already.
Paging Dr. Freud.
Jesus.
Well, I take it this feedback was not positive.
Yeah, the Donald put me in a mood where everybody else sucks but us.
You're going to be a dick face
Yeah,
for no
pretty
reason.
much. From somebody new that we haven't heard from.
Oh, all right.
On Twitter, I'm guessing he goes by Rye, but his name is Ryan Morales.
Huh.
Paralysis.
Pretty wild name.
Yeah.
Probably fucked it up pretty good. But he says, at Stinker Madness, I appreciate you guys redoing a whole show to get it on the air. Technical difficulties suck. It happens. Still very funny. Laughing emoji guy. So I think he was talking about our 2012 episode that we fucked up.
'Cause if he was a longtime listener, he realized that we just fucking gave up on Gator Bait.
The lost episode.
Well, I appreciate that. I mean, it was some effort to recreate those and
Yeah.
to keep it fun. And
Yeah.
I thank you.
So I'm glad.
Thank you for recognizing how fucking awesome I am. I mean, we are.
Yeah.
I think that's a pretty good compliment, though. That we.
It is, too,
I mean, as Jackie said, that we always worry when we redo an episode that we're not going to have.
We're
going
to leave jokes behind and then come up with ones that are stupider.
or be flat and
Yeah.
forced, and so it's nice to know that we didn't do that on that one. Brad Slager, key contributor for Stinker Madness, AKA Martini Shark on the Twitter, says, "You guys cannot deprive us of the SMABFAS. Gut it out."
Yeah, we're going to gut it out.
He says, from the frigid climates of South Florida.
They have hurricanes, so it's not like it's all good.
You're fucking when your
Fucking
house floods.
Gators eat your dogs and shit.
That's true.
Your neighbors, you can't tell that he's speaking English.
I also want to plug an article he did. I will put the link up to it on the website or the episode notes for this. He did his worst films of 2016 list for our website called Misfit Politics. And I read it. He did a real damn good job.
He does a good job.
I agreed with everything that he said. I also thought that he gave recommendations, like a very short synopsis on why it's dumb, and then said, do this, don't do this, like we do on our show.
Sure.
And they were all spot on. And I think that there's some choice picks on there that I think we should definitely look at for the SMABFAS as well. So.
Okay.
On streaming do's and don'ts this week.
You don't. We don't. God, my Trump sucks. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry.
On YouTube, we watched this movie with Roman. It's called Tenement from 1985. It's a bad street gang thugs.
Oh, yeah, okay, I remember Tenement. The one about the apartment complex,
Yeah, it's
basically.
like a shitty Death Wish, kind of. But it sucks.
Yeah. It's actually the Towering Inferno, but instead of fire, they're people.
Yeah,
That's
they're
what it is. I mean, it's exactly that.
they're those Mohawk guys.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Street gang versus instead of fire, and that's the same movie pretty much.
I didn't like Tenement.
I didn't either.
I didn't watch it,
All right.
and it sounds like I dodged a bullet.
Yeah, you did dodge a bullet. It's kind of slow, and then when stuff finally happens, it's few, far between, not enough, too little, too late.
And very bleh. You like, even when things are happening, you're like, oh, this is the sequences of whoa, and I'm feeling very bleh.
I actually hated one of the sort of like, let's add to the climax moments when at the end it hadn't been raining, there was no rain, there was no reason for rain, but then they just take a pregnant lady in a nightgown and spray her with water because it's raining now.
Right.
Because I want to see a wet pregnant lady.
Hey, some people do.
Some people do. New York is a twisted place.
We're going to move on because
All
I didn't
right.
like Tenement, but that's two don'ts from Sam and I. This one's a no-brainer, but I do want to bring it up. On HBO Now, Demolition Man. Starring Stallone and Snipes.
Demo man. Once a year.
And Sandra Bullock.
And Sandra Bullock. The reason I bring it up is
Sure.
because I know that we've discussed it heavily, but I didn't realize how poorly received it was critically.
Oh, it was not received well.
It's got a 34 Metacritic score.
That's really low
That puts it in the SMABFA realm.
for
Like,
this year.
it would have probably been in the SMABFAs. I'm going to go ahead and say for best bad movie.
Oh, absolutely.
But I think that that's really freaking low. That's
It
like,
is.
what the fuck with Predator? Like, what movie did you guys see? Because, yeah, it's campy and hokey and silly in parts, but it's a really fucking solid movie.
Yeah, and they brought in the same guy they brought in for Tango and Cash to sort of iron out some things in post-production. And I think that some of the, some of it got out that the production was troubled, and that sort of made it into the review.
I can see
And I don't
that.
think that should happen.
I don't either.
Especially if if you ironed out those humps and it works out, okay, sure, you went over budget, sure, you shot for 4 months too long. What's new? It's a fucking Stallone movie. They all happen like that.
It's, yeah, that, but it is new because I feel like it's a very good science fiction story. There's a lot of future things in it that aren't preposterous. Like, hey, look at the future. They're spoofy on, hey, look at the future.
It's a spoof. It's like a fun dystopia. Is what
Yeah,
it
it's a
is.
fun dystopia. But
Not enough frozen popsicle wieners.
Yeah, all right, fine. That's all. You can join the critics on this one. I think it's like Starship Troopers, where I think that they just didn't get it.
Yeah, I don't think it's that good, but it's
No,
good.
I don't think it is either.
It's fun. It accomplishes its goals, and I think that's all you can do when you're a movie.
Mm-hmm.
It's an action comedy. It's got action. It's got comedy. Both things work genuinely the way they're supposed to. What the fuck else do you
And
want?
I don't think that you can discount the production values that are in it.
Pretty high.
Very high. The acting is pretty good.
It's one of the only times I can stand Benjamin Bratt. It's just because he's an idiot.
Yeah. Sandra Bullock's great in it.
Yeah.
Dennis Leary is in it, and he is usually they usually cram him in these roles that it's like, shut up, Dennis Leary. But he's fine in it. Yeah, I really like this movie. I think the Demolition Man arguably might be the best action movie of the 90s.
I would have to look at what other action movies are out there.
90s is a really rough time for action movies.
Yeah.
So
It's not real good crowd,
no.
but I think it's probably the best made action movie of the 90s.
Maybe I'd have to go back and look. I like it a lot. It's one for me that I don't want to praise it too much, but I watch the thing once every 2 years.
Yeah. Yeah. Jackie? Aside from not enough frozen wieners of Stallone.
I like it.
It's got a Dan O'Brien cameo.
Yeah.
That's true.
I'm with you guys. I thought it was campy and fun, and it was everything that it was supposed to be, and nothing that it wasn't.
Mm-hmm.
And that's important for me when movies don't try to overextend themselves into, well, we can be all of these things. No, you're just stick with like one or two ingredients and go with it. And they did, and I thought it turned out well. I'm actually surprised that it has that low of a Metacritic score. I enjoyed it more than what was that one where?
Do we just watch Judge Dredd?
Yeah, Judge Dredd. I liked it more than Judge
Judge
Dredd.
Dredd's
Yes,
pretty
everybody
terrible.
does. Everybody does. Maybe it's just that the critics don't get science fiction. Because they fucking blowjobbed Interstellar, and that thing's a piece of shit.
Yeah, it sucks.
And-
It's bad. It's some of the worst science fiction.
Yes.
Traveling at the speed of love? Are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah, eat my ass.
I want to punch somebody in the face every time I think about
fuck
that movie.
off with that movie. But then they throw Starship Troopers and Demolition Man under the bus, and Predator as well. Come on.
Which I enjoyed all those movies.
Yeah, Predator is another one that the troubled production made it into
Mm-hmm.
the review because there's a couple people got dysentery. Some people got really sick in the making of that movie. And so, like, its troubled production somehow makes it into the review, and that's not right.
That is not right. Sam, you said you had something streaming that you wanted to talk about?
Oh, we just got to remember to remind people that we did an episode on Dreamcatcher because Dreamcatcher is now streaming on Netflix.
On Netflix,
Because
okay.
when we watched it before, it was like, well, you're going to have to go to a pawn shop
Mm-hmm,
to try to find it. But now you can watch it and then go back and listen to the episode.
Both episodes. It's our only two-part.
Yeah, because it's that hard to fucking figure out.
One of our funniest episodes.
Because Stephen King was on drugs when he wrote it.
Yeah.
Well, he sold it for what, $1, if I remember correctly?
I don't remember what the rights were for. He thought it was a piece of crap.
It's your pick this week, Jackie, with She-Devil.
Oh, yes.
What did you bring for the wild card?
Superpower.
Okay.
Oh, good.
Okay. Are you guys ready?
Yes.
Are you?
Oh, yes. And once again, it's a poop-related superpower, so there we go. Okay, so this superpower allows you to cannonball turds out of your butt with precision. And you can control the size of the cannonball precision that you're pooping at people.
All right, let's get some specifics here. How fast are they moving?
Cannonball speed.
Okay.
They're destructive.
So, like, you're talking like 800 feet per second.
I don't know the trajectory of turds, okay? But if it hits you, it could damage you.
Okay, very fast.
Could it damage you or are you broken ribs? What are we talking about here?
If it's a small turd, it acts like a bullet.
Is it like getting hit with a cannonball? Can you just tell him that? Okay.
So it can kill you.
Yes.
These are deadly turds.
And the range, I'm assuming, is probably about the same as a cannon.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Okay, like a pirate ship cannon.
Yeah, so the big ones aren't going to go as far, right?
Right.
But if you were doing little pellet turds, like rabbit-sized turds, then those obviously you would be able to traject those a little further.
So are they all cannonball sized, or can you have a butt machine gun?
You can have a butt machine gun.
Okay, so it's a butt gun. It's just a butt gun.
It's a butt
Yeah,
gun.
What
it's
she's
a
invented,
changeable,
Sam.
Well,
a changeable butt gun.
What we all played with when we were 5 years old, thinking our butts were guns.
I don't remember doing that.
Oh, you didn't? Man, you missed out. Like, I'm going to shoot you.
No, my Uncle Tony one time did this joke where he lit a fart on fire and he got his whole ass on fire. Ran around. We were all afraid of that humor for a while.
You avoided the butt.
Yeah.
Uh,
I've got questions.
yeah.
Does it depend on what you eat? That's like the ammunition. So if you want,
Well, it's regular turd production, right? So if you know you're going into battle, you better eat it like a big pizza.
but if it's normal regular turd production, it's like a cannonball and I'm out. or 2 if I had
Well,
tacos.
here's the thing, though, is you can hold the poop in there until you're ready to fire.
I am not at a stage in my life that I can really hold it very long anymore.
This
be
is
real
your
honest with you.
superpower.
This
This
is
is your superpower,
superpower.
you dum-dum.
You can hold it in there and stock up your ammunition.
So, but then realistically, still like, okay, 3 cannonballs.
Okay, so,
That's not very much.
well, it only takes 1 cannonball to disable a car
Huh. Well, I don't
or
know.
a bus
I
or an airplane.
Yeah, you can hit an airplane, huh?
If it was just taking off, yeah.
The problem is aiming your butt isn't going to be, sure, maybe where it's pointed, it's got, no drift. It doesn't drop. It's got perfect accuracy, but you can't really you don't have sights.
you just put your head between your knees.
Yeah.
You just bend over and put your head
You
down
just
there.
get
Yeah,
used to, like,
precision.
Everything's
where it hit.
upside down.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
but
precision turning, so it's going to go where you want it to. It's like a heat
it's a butt
sinking.
gun, Sam.
Yeah, it's like a heat sinking butthole turd.
You'd be
And if you did the green apple splatters, it would
Oh.
act as a net,
What?
a shit net.
So it's the only working net gun? Because right there, I think you win a prize or something.
yeah, but
like
it
that.
doesn't work because you just net yourself,
It's gross.
just like a net gun.
Just like a net gun.
Yeah. How do these things work?
You shoot the guy and he throws the net off and keeps running. Fucking net gun again.
The only use I can come up with this is actual combat battles,
Which
or
you're low on ammunition.
yeah, you're low on ammunition unless you do the butt machine gun. But then at the same time, you could just pick up a fucking machine gun and you don't need the superpower.
No, you
it does
don't.
the same fucking thing as actual things.
Well, you're actually just stepping back in time. It's like you've got a cannon and a Tommy gun in modern warfare.
Mm-hmm.
You just got a lot of broken toilets, is what you've got.
Yeah, no, I don't like this one.
I'm going to give it a 2.5.
I'm getting, man, I guess it doesn't injure you, so I'll go with the 2.
It does if you
it's a
poop in
number
a
2.
toilet. If the toilet breaks and you fall on it, you got to get stitches.
Well, clearly you're not going to poop in toilets anymore. That's another penalty.
That's a penalty. Yeah, because you're pooping outside, trying not to knock over
You
trees.
got to go into a field or something.
Yeah. I guess you could make it as a logger.
Oh, yeah.
Shit the trees down.
Yeah, you could.
3.5. Right there, a whole point.
It's the logger
Yes.
bump. I'll give it a 2.5.
All right, a half a point and a whole point bump.
All right, that was terrible, Jackie.
Yeah.
What? I thought it was quite clever.
It's a butt gun. Sam,
I liked it.
what's the deal with She-Devil?
Well, She-Devil was made in 1989 again. Susan Seidelman's career was off to a promising start with such films as Desperately Seeking Susan and Cookie. She apparently did not know that the source material, The Life and Loves of a She-Devil by Faye Weldon, had previously been adapted to critical acclaim by the BBC not 3 years earlier.
Must have missed that one.
But you've already gotten dressed and gone to the dance, so you may as well spike the punch and have a regrettable sexual episode. Or in this case, just keep making the movie that will kill your career. Seidelman didn't do the worst job with the film, but the lukewarm response is as bad as the poor one when you were remaking something that the BBC just knocked out of the park 3 years prior, which would of course mean that it was most likely hitting Masterpiece Theater stateside not too far before the theatric release.
Correct.
It would be like having sex with a woman directly after she had sex with a 28-year-old Antonio Banderas. Or me.
Too sexy!
Either way, Seidelman will end up making Skinamax movies and pictures where chimpanzees are executives. She has plenty of career left, so here's hoping she catches a break. It was thought that Meryl Streep couldn't do comedy, which is one of the reasons she chose this picture. As it turned out, grabbing the first comedy that comes on your desk after the comment wouldn't help things. Nor would that piece of crap that just came out where she plays Rock Mom.
Oh, I watched that.
She's like, Manhattan's not a comedy. It's got funny points, but she's not been in a comedy, has she?
I don't know.
I don't really think that actors should be. I think that, honestly, writing is where comedy is.
She was in one with, they were like actresses.
Oh, wait, no, she's in that shit with Alec Baldwin. That was hilarious. And Steve Martin, where they're both courting her. That was really funny.
Roxanne?
But it was really funny because of Alec Baldwin and Steve Martin.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. Well, this wouldn't ding up Roseanne Barr's career. She would do that herself, mostly with the singing of the national anthem. This, however, was during the break between season 1 and 2 of Roseanne. That little show that snuck in life lessons and drama into our comedy block, and one of the rare times American television got it right.
I watched every single episode of that.
It's a really good show.
I saw a meme today on Roseanne, and it's upstairs in the mean daughter's room. You remember her name?
Darlene?
Darlene. It was Melissa Gilbert was the character. She
Yeah.
had that boyfriend who ended up going on to be on that stupid How's Your Big Bang?
Big Bang Theory, yeah.
So Roseanne barges in, and she's like, "You guys are having sex?" And Darlene's like, "We are? If I'd known, I would have put my book down." Well, boom!
Bam! It's fucking great. Yeah. It's a good show.
Pretty funny.
Well, there's a decent ensemble cast featuring Ed Begley Jr. and Linda Hunt, to name a couple. Era-specific pop culture cameos are provided by Sally Jesse Raphael and Robin Leach, ensuring this picture will age like Rumple Mints left in the sun. So let's keep an eye out for who does the best job acting, who does the worst job acting, and is this a bad movie, a victim of poor release, or a horrible movie?
Okay.
I've also got one I'd like to add, if that's,
All right,
if that's okay.
Totally kosher.
The most sexy, or the sexiest scene that is actually not very sexy.
So the worst go at sexy.
Yeah,
Okay.
the worst go at sexy.
That's man. That's a full crowd there, Jackie.
Yeah, I know. For all of the talent that Meryl Streep has, I don't know that I've ever been attracted to her.
No, I would not consider her attractive, but I am definitely more attracted to her than I am to Tommy Wiseau's ass.
Yes.
So it's some steep competition that they gotta make less sexy. Like,
Or is it
I don't
like
know.
worst go at sexy just in the context of the film because of how many bad goes at sexy they have?
How many bad? It's just this film. How many bad?
They have
They
that many.
multiple times try to sexy up, not sexy.
Yeah.
Jesus. All right. Well, it's available on Tubi TV, which of course has ads. I'm sorry to tell you, but it's also for rent from the iPhone stupid thing, whatever that's called, for $2.99, or Vudu for $2.99. So
I think that it's probably fine on Tubi TV.
yeah, we're gonna watch it with ads. So check that out. Come back to us on Monday. In the meantime, get to the chopper.
Huge success. Jackie is great. Any chance at a 3-way?
Mr. Trump, the mic is still on.
So is that a yes?
Please leave now.
Fans of Stinker Madness, iTunes thinks you don't like us. What? How is that possible? Well, it's because you haven't given us a review yet. Go to Stinker Madness on iTunes and take just a couple seconds to rate and review us there. While you're at it, hit up Stitcher.com as well. Be sure to follow us on Facebook and Twitter @/Stinker Madness, and email us at talk@stinkermadness.com. We'd love to hear from you. Thanks for listening, and get to the chopper.
Number 1, Robert Pattinson.
Pattinson.
Number 1, Robert Pattinson.
Pattinson. You like
You
these
like
movies.
the movies.
Number 1, Robert Pattinson.
Pattinson.
Pattinson. Okay. Number 1, Robert Pattinson. Pattinson. Shit. Sorry. Number 3, so many tweets and stories on Stuart Pattinson.
Pattinson.
Number 3, so many tweets and stories on Stuart Pattinson. Pattinson.
Just Patton. Say Patton.
You said
Patton.
Paddington Bear?
Patton.
Patton.
Son.
Son.
Pattinson.
Pattinson.